Hello, what's up and welcome to my channel. If you haven't seen my face before, my name is Kaiyyah Imani. Today's video is my ultimate work from home routine for optimum productivity. I definitely know how hard it can be dealing with distractions and procrastination. I have spent so many days watching Netflix, arranging my socks, doing anything but the thing I'm supposed to be doing. So over the months and years, I have developed a few techniques which really help me bust that procrastination habit and have led me to be productive and happy at the end of the day because I've actually done something useful. If you want to see what I do to keep myself on track, then just keep watching. The first step of my routine starts in just those few seconds when you have just woken up. Now, I've been in some pretty funky mental spots in my life where in those first few seconds I've just been thinking, I don't want to get up. I just want to go back to sleep, not another day. But those first thoughts that you have can often set the tone for your entire day. So if I catch myself thinking like something's not gonna work or thinking negative things, I always just try and catch that before it happens and make an effort to visualize positive things happening in my day. Most of the time, your thoughts will come before the outcome. So if you think you're gonna procrastinate, you think you're gonna fail, you think you're gonna have a bad day, the chances are you probably are. So catching yourself in those first few moments is a winner to set yourself up for positivity and success. I can't say that I don't scroll before I get out of bed because I definitely do. And for sometimes I've banned myself from scrolling, like no scrolling, just set your own pace. But it's a little guilty pleasure. I enjoy it, so I've introduced that back into my routine. But when I was in a bad mental state, I was really careful about what I was scrolling first thing in the morning because that's just setting your mental atmosphere. So if you're finding it difficult to get up or you're not liking the days, try scrolling and looking at positivity and motivational quotes, maybe your favorite speaker, literally for maybe about 2 months. Every morning, the first thing that I would do would be to put on a positive motivational video on YouTube, just a 5-minute clip, just to get me jigged up. You don't need to do this, you can think your own thoughts, but if it's something that you're struggling with, I definitely recommend doing that. And also, if you haven't thought about this, just think about exactly what you're scrolling onto first thing in the morning. The next thing I always do is to plan your day. I cannot stress to you how important this is. And if you don't like plans and you don't like routine, I'm with you. But also, I don't like wasting all my time. So I've got a plan. In the morning, I'm either reviewing my to-do list from the day before, because I might have put something on, or creating a new to-do list. And top of this is make sure your to-do list is realistic, because if it's not, by midday you're going to be like, I've got all this other stuff to do and I can't get it done. And then if you don't get it done, you're going to be like, oh damn, I did not do everything. You're going to beat yourself up. You're going to wake up with a bad mental attitude. No, make your to-do list realistic. And if you must, I would say it's better to put less on there than put more. So a trick that I've been doing recently is doing a to-do list in the morning and then factoring this down to a must-do list with the most important priorities on the must-do list. And I still have the other things there, so if I get all the must-dos finished, I can do the to-dos, but usually I'm like, nah, I've done everything. Netflix. But you know, you gotta chill as well. And there are not many things better than ticking off things you do. So I highly suggest putting tick boxes next to everything on your list, so you can just be like, yes, I'm a baller, I'm a G. Step number 3 is actually get ready. And I know how tempting it is to roll out of bed in your pajamas and just start work straight away, especially if you are a little bit of a workaholic like me. Sometimes you'd be like, well, I don't need to get ready. That's just an extra step. I'm not going anywhere. I might as well use that extra time to finish my work quicker or do extra work. But if you do this for too many days, and I say this from a lot of experience, you will just feel like an absolute slug. It's not nice, it's not pretty. And I don't go crazy with getting ready. I still wear really comfortable things. I don't put on makeup unless I want to, but I hardly ever want to do that. But I just want to look a little bit nice, because if your hair's all messed up and your face is just puffy and not washed, every time you look in the mirror you're just gonna be like, So yeah, I mean, you could have the occasional exceptional pajama day, but just get ready. You are gonna feel a lot better for it. The next thing is to create a comfortable working space. If you're uncomfortable and your papers are flying everywhere and you're balancing your laptop on the arm of the sofa or the bed and your hard drive keeps on getting disconnected, you are gonna get distracted, and that is the prime time for procrastination to seep in. You're gonna get annoyed. Your pen is gonna drop on the floor, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna go for a tea, I'll do this later. To get in that zone, you need to be comfortable. And for me, this includes ambient temperature, optimum hydration levels, but you don't need to go that far. Just make sure that you can comfortably sit, lay out everything that you need to lay out, and just focus on your work and not everything crumbling and falling beside you, or if you're working in bed and not like all the breakfast that you're throwing on your duvet. It's not good. This 4th step is my life would not be the same without it. I am somebody that has a very chaotic brain. Thoughts are constantly popping into my head, always thinking of this and that. Especially if it's something I'm not interested in, I don't particularly want to spend hours and hours doing it. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to do that. But setting a timer on your phone is a lifesaver. I'm telling you, this has saved my entire life. Literally, you have to do it. But I set a timer on my phone for hour and 5 minutes intervals. The 5 minutes is so I can go to the toilet without feeling guilty or make a drink. So that's just buffer time. And I work in hour and 5 minutes intervals. When I worked in an office, I could not sit down for 3 or 4 hours. I just can't do it. It's not in my nature, and I felt like the biggest weirdo because I'd be getting up every 5 minutes and just thinking, people must think I am. I mean, people did actually mention it. Yeah. When you're going to get distracted, you can just look at your timer, or if you're getting bored of something, you can look at your timer and say, I've only got 30 minutes of this left. It's just really great for focusing your mind on what you're doing and making sure you don't get overwhelmed, because the thought of doing something for an hour, and it doesn't have to be an hour, it could be 40 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever works for you and your concentration levels. The thought of only doing something for an hour is a lot less scary than thinking of doing something all day long. Also, this is a really effective tool to help you learn and find out how long it actually takes to do things. And I found it actually takes me a lot less time to do things than I was thinking before. And that's probably because in that time I wasn't being aware of what I was doing, like I was getting up, doing something else. If you are somebody that gets distracted easily or wants to move on to other tasks, keeping a piece of paper or a notebook right beside you is great, because within that hour, I know I'm concentrating on one task, but if other thoughts or things that I need to do pop into my head, I just write them down and then I look at it after that hour has finished. I'll have a 5 to 10 minute break, get up, get some water, walk around, put some washing on, all those pesky little things that you get distracted with. You can save them up and then do them at the end of the hour, as long as they don't take more than 20 minutes, because that's probably gonna disrupt your flow. The fifth thing is to make sure you're taking regular breaks and splitting your day up. It can just feel like such a tedious slog, especially when you're at home in your comfortable environment, to be doing stuff which you might not necessarily want to do for hours and hours upon end, when there are so much better, more fun things to do around. But if you take regular breaks, you can give your brain a little rest, not feel really overwhelmed. If you're thinking of stuff while you're working, you can do those in the breaks and you'll just be a lot happier and more productive. So do not forget to take breaks. The last step is to make sure you are creating separate chunks of your day. Your home is your home, your life is your life, and work is work. It can be so tempting to think of the whole day as a working day, but you're just gonna get burnt out, bored, you're gonna hate your home, your desk. It's not an effective way of doing this. Trust me, I know, I've been there. What helps me is to know a specific time that is a work time, and then time afterwards to do what I want. So I don't get distracted into doing other things while I'm working, because I know at 3 o'clock I have planned it in my day to make cookies, and I can be looking forward to this while I'm doing tasks. I know I'm gonna bake cookies in an hour, so let me just bash this out real quick. So, a quick rundown. Claim your mornings, visualization and meditation. Plan your days with a realistic to-do list. Realistic. Get ready. Don't feel and look like a slug. You're not a slug. You're a human being. Why? Do you guys... Does anyone take me seriously? Set a timer to get yourself through those difficult to face mundane tasks. Take regular breaks and split your day into chunks, and if possible, plan a fun activity to do every afternoon, day, evening, so you know you've got something to look forward to. So that was my entire work from home routine, and these are the best tips I have after struggling for years. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you gained some useful information or helpful tips. If you have any tips to add or anything that really helps you, then leave a comment. Let's all help each other. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would like to see my face again, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give it a like, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Au revoir.